Let's see how well this goes. So Batwoman, one of the best comic books currently on the market today, just recently lost their two main creators, J.H.Williams III and W. Hayden Blackman. The reason why they left is over creative differences over the direction of the book with DC editorial. One of the big sticking points is that DC editorial rejected the idea of lead character Kate Kane getting married to fiancée Maggie Sawyer. The rejection had nothing to do with the fact that the characters are gay, just the fact that they were going to get married in the first place. This is an interesting thing because this doesn't really affect DC Comics alone, even though since the New 52, more or less all marriages have been extinguished. Clark Kent and Lois Lane, they ain't married anymore. Barry Allen and Iris West, they ain't married anymore. Aquaman and Mera, it was just recently discovered that they might not actually be married. And this topic was brought up a few years back when Marvel decided oh so geniusly to have Spider-Man and Mary Jane and their marriage over a deal with Satan. Comics, where that can make sense. One of the main reasons why creators hate having characters get married in comics is because according to them it cuts off potential storylines. Now this is technically true, but by having them not getting married, you're also cutting off all those potential storylines as well. I mean, for example, Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman have been married since the 60s. Imagine if that didn't happen. All the storylines we would have missed out on. No Franklin, no Valeria, you know. What next? And what's most fascinating is that these stories being written by people who I'm sure are married in real life. Could you imagine if they use that excuse at home? Sorry honey, we gotta get divorced. There's no more story potential for us anymore. It's just this weird thing, you know, like you don't... Does this happen in other realms of fiction? I don't know. Like does somebody come down to J.K. Rowling and be like, look man, you can't have Hermione and Ron get together, that cuts off potential storylines. But it's ending after a certain book anyway. Don't matter. The idea that characters can't get married in comics is a really silly idea because it stems from an old notion that comics are being read mostly by kids. A lot of the books being put out right now are geared towards adults, and in fact a lot of adults read comics more so than younger kids. If anything, these books should be encouraging marriage, of all kinds really. One of the big appeals of superhero books is the power fantasy. The reader wants to connect with the main character and basically project themselves onto them. They want to be as strong as Superman, as cool as Batman, be able to talk to the fish like Aquaman, I think. I don't know, I'm out of touch. It would stand to reason that a lot of people who would read would want to meet a girl and get married, or want to meet a boy and get married. So why would you limit that audience? Now, I'm not saying every character has to get married. I never want to see Batman get married. I don't want to see Hal Jordan get married, even though Jeff Johns, hinted at it. I guess my point is there has to come a point where the whole stigma of comic book characters getting married isn't a stigma anymore. You'll never see this problem on a TV show, a long-running TV show, where two characters get married and then, oh, we gotta divorce them because the story potential ran out. Oh, we gotta divorce them because people watch the show, they don't want to see people get married and be happy and have a kid. The beauty of comic books, especially ongoing superhero books, is that characters evolve and change over time. It would stem to reason that one of those points in evolution is the fact that maybe they want to settle down and get married and have a kid and a family and white picket fence. They can still do superhero things, like nobody's telling them they can't. Fans will only really ever be upset if the character's getting married to somebody they shouldn't be getting married to in the first place. Well, this has gone on for far too long. You'll probably turn it off when you realize I was talking about fictional characters getting married. Why don't you leave a comment telling me how you feel on the subject, or telling me to get a job or a life, or whatever the stereotype is. Like, share with your friends, subscribe, and stay tuned to this channel because later in the week my brother's going to defend Call of Duty. Yeah. That's going to happen. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to pick up Brian Wood's Star Wars this week. You may now exit the Wulff Den. That's the last time I go without a script. Very last time.